All right, so it's no secret. Um, my thoughts on the whole Freddie Kitchens experiment situation. Um, but instead of coming on here and just yelling and screaming and, throwing a party, like a lot of Browns fans are doing this morning, I'm going to tell you something. I feel bad for Freddie Kitchens. Okay, I do. And I know I have been leading the choir on Fire Freddy. Um, but the bottom line is, at the end of the day, where this falls on is the GM in the front office. Because was Freddie Kitchens a good head coach? No. It was terrible. It was terrible from, the practices to the camps to the game plan to the actual game itself, from, every little thing, press conferences. It was not good. So I'm not saying that Freddie Kitchens should have kept his job. Um, but what I am saying is I feel bad for him because it's not his fault. It's not. It's this all falls on the Browns and the Browns front office. There's a reason why guys, um, when you're looking for a job, right, and you're looking to be the next head coach of name a team. You go through the interview process. It's an extensive search. They evaluate you on who is this best fit for our team and whatnot. The Browns basically didn't do any of that. It was a quick plug in place. And you know what? I bought into it. I did. I even made a video on it. How I loved John Dorsey and how he was this just monster beast who gets everything right. But you know what? Bottom line is, even I thought it was risky then. Um, it's terrible. It's sad because where I've worked, I've had to watch managers come and go. In the last couple years, has been a lot. Um, and you can tell who. Hmm. Okay. I'm sorry. I was just reading a tweet. Mary Kay just tweeted something about Brown's front office. But anyway, um, so uh, I've seen these people come and go, um, and what you can tell about a person when they're fired is a lot based on how somebody reacts and how somebody handles it. Tells you a lot. I've seen people who say, "Okay, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Um, no hard feelings, nothing but the best." And those people are the people who are the responsible adult, um, good people. Whereas I've seen some others that want to scream and yell in your face like it's a 5 year old conversation. Um, and those people are never going to amount to a lot because they're not going to get above, um, you know, that standard with themselves. If they can't handle things a certain way, how things should be handled, then they'll never get over that. So there was a video released last night of Freddie Kitchens leaving the Browns front office. And to me, it was one of the saddest things I've ever seen. Um, that was a man who was defeated. That was a man um, who he was on. I mean, despite all the conversation, it was unexpected to him. Michael Rappaport, or not Michael Rappaport, Ian Rappaport. Um, I seen a tweet from him saying he got off the phone with Freddie. He was very emotional. He thought the Browns had his back, and it turns out they didn't. Um, you know, this Freddie Kitchens, like I said, I've been all over him calling for his job since week one. But at the end of the day, he would do what any of us would do. Where you work, if you have an opportunity when somebody else gets fired and you move up into a bigger role, right? And even though it's not all you doing that role, you're getting help, but you're having success. And even higher up position falls. The boss gets fired, or one of the bosses. So they hire you. They want to hire you as the boss. Now, you started from the absolute bottom. You know nothing about it. But this job is going to be higher paying. It's going to give you more opportunities. You're going to get to prove yourself. That's what this was. And I can't blame Freddie. I mean, in a perfect world, this would have worked out. And that's the problem. In today's NFL, everybody's looking for the next Sean McVay. Everybody's looking for these guys. It's ridiculous because when you have a young guy like that with not a lot of experience, and you throw them in there expecting that they are going to be the next Sean McVay, you're setting them up for failure. Okay, the Browns went out and went crazy in the offseason. They went crazy. And they hired Freddie Kitchens. Now, this partially might be because the candidates they wanted weren't there. But they hired Freddie Kitchens off of the hype train. And like I said earlier, I thought it would work. But at the bottom, you know, it's not Freddie's fault that this all collapsed. Did he make 50 billion mistakes? Yes. And I think he would tell you that. And by the way, they should have fired him. Like, he shouldn't be head coach. He's gone. Like, that needed to happen. But I'm saying I'm just tired of this because this is not a coaching issue with the Browns. It's a front office issue. The whole argument that I had with some people on whether to keep Freddie or not was, well, the Browns never give anybody a shot. In the last decade, the Browns have had one coach that had a lot of experience. Greg Williams. And they always go for the inexperienced possible up-and-comer. The Browns have got to get this head coaching hire right. Because if not, you're going to see the same thing. Okay? Freddie Kitchens should have never been put in that position in the first place. If you're not experienced, if you're incapable of doing the job, who knows, maybe down the line he'll be good. He might get a coordinator or position coach job, and I'll be happy for him. I wish nothing but the best for him. But you can't do that again. You can't put a running back coach in the head coaching position and then have him walk out almost in tears because he couldn't do his job. That's on you as a front office. As far as the head coaching candidates, Josh McDaniels is getting interviewed. This guy he's a guy that has a lot of hype around him. His last head coaching experience was in Denver, and it wasn't good. And he's learned under Bill Belichick. And there's a lot of people connected to him that says he's not the same. He has, the experience now. He knows what he's doing. He's learned. And, I'd be willing to give it a chance with Josh McDaniels. But I will say this. If the Browns hire Josh McDaniels, it is risky. It's not as risky, but it is risky. It's very risky. Because if you bring in a guy like that without a lot of experience, and the last experience was failure, it's risky. I mean, failure is the best teacher by any means. I'm not saying it's not, but it's going to be risky. For me, I'd go with Ron Rivera, Mike McCarthy, guy like that with experience. Urban Meyer's getting thrown out there. I believe it's official. Ron Rivera is taking the Redskins job. That's the worst decision of his life. But, sometimes when you fail and you fail and you fail and you fail again, sometimes the safest pick is the best one to make. The Browns need structure. They need consistency. They need a guy to believe in. They need a leader, a guy who they can trust, who knows what he's doing. Freddie Kitchens wasn't that because he was never that. He never could be that because he's never been that. So, and I'll wrap this up. But like I said, at the end of the day, I am happy he's gone. He never should have got the job in the first place. The Browns will be better without him. But it's not his fault. Okay. And the Browns need to hire an experienced head coach. And I heard this argument yesterday after he was officially gone. The argument of, well, you know what? The Browns need to have a good offensive coach. Because if they get a good offensive coach, then everything will work out. Guys will be happy. It'll all fall into place. No, that's not how it works. If you bring in a really good offensive mind, like a Lincoln Riley, you're going to have more of the same, in my opinion, you're going to have a good offense, but the structure is going to be a little shaky for a while. I mean, you give him a couple years, obviously, a guy like Lincoln Riley, but your structure is going to be all kinds of crazy. You got to get somebody experienced who can at least come in and set the culture. And you know what? More and more I'm getting on board with this, but Urban Meyer is a guy who at Ohio State, at Florida, at Utah, at Bowling Green, came in, set a culture, and won. I don't believe that Urban Meyer would be here long term in Cleveland. I think he'd be here a couple of years. But if at the end of the day, if your main goal is to set a culture, get some structure there, and start to win games, then Urban Meyer might be. Seriously, I would personally take Urban Meyer over Josh McDaniels right now. I would. To me, I think that Urban is a better head coach. He'd be better for structure, and all those things. And he handpicked Ryan Day, who, you see what happens at Ohio State now. So could he possibly do that with the Browns? Assist in the next coaching hire after he's here a couple years? Maybe. That might be a good idea. But if I was in that Browns front office, the one message I would have would be don't make the same mistake going into the next decade that you've made for the last decade. Hire somebody with experience who knows what he's doing. Set that culture. Have guys believe in. These guys will play for you. They got the ability. They just got to be able to buy into what you're selling. So, with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Let me know your thoughts. If you're a Browns fan, I obviously think we're all happy with Freddie Kitchens being gone. And like I said, Browns haven't hired a coach with experience. Now's the time to do it. So, alright, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.